What do I think about digital immortality? In our chats, we discuss this topic quite often. Basically, what do people usually mean by digital immortality is, for example, we try to collect as much information about us as possible. We try to uh, record all our conversations, all our activities on as MP3 format file, uh, preferably all day long. And if you have enough hard disks, you might also try to make video recordings, also like ideally all day long. And you also might try to run OBS as well all day long. And so basically you get all information about your life as much as you can, and that maybe would help some people in future to like decipher to certain extent your brain connectome and so on, and maybe try to restore you and bring you back to life. It sounds like not very hard sci-fi for me, but who knows what is possible in the distant future. Like, certainly people from Stone Age, when they would look at our laptops, rockets, and like so on, airplanes, they would think that it's magic. It's not possible. It's something godly and so on. So just like not that much time went from those times to our time. Uh, I talked about Stone Age, but basically the result of uh, our conclusion would not change if we take even people just who lived just 500 years ago, and that's just 500 years. Who knows what will happen with our civilization in 1,000 years, or in 1 million years, or in 1 billion years? Who knows what kind of technologies would be accessible there? So, who knows? Maybe it has some sense. Anyway, I would also mention that cryonics in this regard uh, seems to have more sense. It preserves a lot of information about you, uh, maybe not enough, at least in its current form, but a lot. And maybe digital immortality might be considered as a useful addendum to cryonics. So, if for certain reason, maybe some part of your brain during cryonics was not preserved with enough precision, or maybe uh, precision was really good but a little bit insufficient, and this information from your digital immortality archives maybe might help to restore you. I think personally that this probability is not that high, but anyway, it doesn't cost like almost anything. It's basically free. You may uh, make audio recording, video recording with you, and uh, put it on YouTube, and maybe YouTube will store it indefinitely long time, or at least long enough, or maybe YouTube will perish, but some other social network or YouTube or video storage website would still have all this data. Who knows? And even if it is totally useful, it might be interesting for you. I think, and I'm quite sure that in future, let's suppose that we will be alive in future, in distant future, like if that we would be alive to see life extension velocity and live like 1,000 years, 1 million years, and so on and so on. And for example, in 1 million year, we would be willing to look back to the prehistorical times, in dark ages where people still died of diseases and aging, and look on ourselves there, and maybe try to think why we waited so long time before society realized that aging should be defeated ASAP, and it is possible, and diseases should be defeated, and so on. Why? What? Like from their viewpoint, like in future we obviously would get rid of all diseases and aging. Obviously, it would be solvable. The only question is when. And I think it's kind of in few decades, maybe a little bit earlier, if AI progress would help us with that immediately. I mean, immensely. I mean, AI progress would, of course, help us with that a lot, but maybe it would happen much earlier. Maybe we are already like stay quite next to groundbreaking changes, and maybe we would need to wait a little bit longer. So we would think there in future that that decision to invest everything we have into defeating aging was the only rational, logical decision which is self-obvious to any child, even to any child. And we would wonder why there was that was so hard to explain to people who make decisions, to politicians, to businessmen. And such videos might help to understand that thing, at least for ourselves. I personally am sure that I would wonder about such things if I would be still alive in 1,000 years. Uh, so, okay, I need to finish this video now. Goodbye.